let's say I'm a manufacturer and I'm making this board for a widget. I just read the standard. I'm like, okay, well, so much for the old rose numbers. Now I have to go do objective evidence. I have to do ionic testing, rose testing for process control, but right now I need to set up my objective evidence. Standard says I need to run SIR tests on similar components, identical material sets. So I call up Graham or somebody, I call up you, and I say, I want to buy one of your SIR testers. I don't know anything about anything to do with SIR, but I want to buy one of your SIR testers. The standard says not only do you have to test electrical resistance, you got to do it in a harsh environment. You have to basically test it in an oven at temperature and humidity. So I'm okay. So I buy an oven. Now I have your SIR tester, and now I own an oven. I purchase some test boards, B52s or something, populate them, run them through my ovens, same profile as the production boards. Now what do? Now I have a tester, I have an oven. I'll say a layman, and when I say a layman, I'm talking about an electrical engineer or a manufacturing engineer that builds boards but doesn't necessarily understand SIR testing. So layman from that standpoint. Is it reasonable to assume that someone like me in that scenario could buy your machine or a similar machine, buy an oven and the test boards and understand the process easily enough to actually start conducting those tests in-house? You mentioned you recommend a laboratory. What's the threshold for bringing it in-house or sending it to a lab?
You have got to have a very highly qualified engineer who does have an understanding of this to a pretty high degree. Some years ago, Doug Pauls and I put together the IPC 9201 Surtest Handbook. Read that on its own tells everybody loud and clear, I haven't got the time to do this. This is not something I can do quickly and easily. And more particularly, it's an expensive exercise because the equipment and the setup, as you've just alluded, is pretty high. To have the skilled personnel to actually run it, interpret the results and give answers to the various questions. This is why a test lab would be far more beneficial to the user.
Join us on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month for new episodes of Reliability Matters.